Okay, it seems like it's 2038 maybe, and we're still doing this virtually. Turns out by 2038 that we found out that tinfoil hats really do work. It was worth a try, but really it's not 2038. It's just this year, 2022 again, and sorry we can't get together. I know everybody's anxious to kind of, go back to being able to hug homeless people and kiss random strangers in the grocery line, but it's not happening this year. So the next best thing is we put together this really nice video. And you might not like all of it, but I think if you stick with it, you're gonna find parts of it you do like. So thanks for watching.
Well, friends, it's Saturday night in early February 2022. And what time is it? It's Chocolate Festival time. We're getting pretty good at this virtual event thing. The Logan team is especially good. And I think for all of us, it's been a long pandemic. And most of the time, we remember to turn off the mute button when we want to speak. But it's a way for us to get together, and we're going to enjoy ourselves. The Chocolate Festival is a long-standing tradition in the Logan community, and it raises money for such a good cause, Planned Parenthood's mission and its health center here in Logan. And as we celebrate 35 years of Logan Chocolate Festivals, we also celebrate 50 years of Planned Parenthood providing care, advocacy, education and information, health care to the people of Utah and the Logan community. In mid-December, we celebrated 50 years of Planned Parenthood, and we had, of course, a virtual event. Hopefully many of you were able to attend. It was a good evening, lots of remembering of good times, people who have made Planned Parenthood great over the years, like the people in Logan who support our services here. We're having a little crossover tonight between the 50th celebration and the 35th celebration of the Chocolate Festival. Our own queen of the Chocolate Festival, Pam, that woman who makes such creative chocolate with a twist, award-winning entries, as well as comes up with amazing auction items, participated in the 50th anniversary and got a gift basket of the signature drink. In true Logan Chocolate Festival style, she's re-gifting that basket. You can bid on it tonight, which of course doubles your gift to Planned Parenthood, and have the crossover between the 50th celebration and the 35th Chocolate Festival. It's just the way you people do things in Logan. You make things happen, you double the money, and you have a good time. There's a theme of the Chocolate Festival this year, and it's celebrating the partnership between the Logan Chocolate Festival and the community of Logan. For 35 years, there has been support from all over Logan businesses, services, the communications world. We've always had Cafe Ibis serving coffee to cut through the chocolate as we spend the evening tasting award-winning chocolate. We've had the Bluebird Cafe chocolates. I remember the years that we re-gifted and rebid many times on that huge chocolate Easter bunny. There's Aggie's Chocolates, and there's Crumb Brothers, who've always been an active part of creating chocolate and participating in the festival. We even get them now in Salt Lake at the farmers market. The Logan community is covering the state. You've got wonderful new businesses who've become part of the Logan Chocolate Festival. Spirit Goat, Lanoni Restaurante, Cash Bar, and the Barrel and Stove. Businesses that know the mission of Planned Parenthood. They know the community of Logan, and they get together and celebrate this wonderful event. We are so lucky to have a community like Logan supporting Planned Parenthood. And why do we do this? We do it to stretch the services. You know, for many years, we were the stewards of the Title X money at Planned Parenthood for the state of Utah. $2 million that supported services for everyone who needed them. With a bad administration, we had to give that up. We've reapplied. We have hopes that it will be coming back to Utah, but of course there's a lawsuit or two that we have to make it through before we can actually see the money. But we've always had the Logan Chocolate Festival raising money in their own community to support the services of Planned Parenthood. You know, it's the way the world works. It's the way Logan works. It's being part of Planned Parenthood. It's a big family taking care of each other to make sure that our health care, our education, and our advocacy needs are met. It's a wonderful mission. It's a wonderful group of people to be part of. It's a wonderful event. I hope everybody enjoys themselves tonight.
Dennis.
Welcome to the 2022 Chocolate Festival in support of Planned Parenthood of Utah.
We're sorry we're not live, but we're really happy you joined us.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I'm here at Cash Bar with the owner, Mark, learning a little bit more about the space here that we're in and the support that Mark has given to Planned Parenthood throughout the years. So first, Mark, if you could just tell us a little bit about this amazing space that we're in.
Oh, yeah, thank you. We love Planned Parenthood, big supporters. Logan was just kind of too sleepy of a town. It really needed a kick in the pants, and so we were able to acquire the old Gia's building and do a massive renovation. We tore out the ceiling, tore out a bunch of walls, and updated the whole thing. We actually won the Renovation of the Year last year, so that was kind of a nice little feather in our cap. And we have a lot of live music, and now Logan has something to do at night.
I love this space, and we are weekly visitors. We am speaking to my partner over here. We love your space, so thanks for
I appreciate it, yes.
Yeah. Great selection of drink, great selection of food. It's just one of our favorite places to come. So.
Yeah, we're very lucky. We have incredible employees that know what they're doing, and so yeah, it's worked out great. We're super pleased with how it's going.
Awesome. Well, thanks. So, Mark, you and your family have been big supporters of Planned Parenthood for a really long time. Would you mind telling us a little bit about that?
Yeah, my wife in particular, she worked for Planned Parenthood. She wishes she could be here now, but she still works at the hospital, and things were very busy with COVID. But she did outreach education. She taught in all the high schools in the valley, made sure that kids were empowered with facts so they could make great decisions, keep themselves healthy, make sure that they weren't getting or spreading STDs. And you know, there's so many services Planned Parenthood offers to women in particular, but also guys, cancer screenings, and so many of those other things that are necessary for people to stay healthy.
So I understand you have an item in the auction too. You want to tease people about what's to come in the auction?
Oh, you know, we're just giving a few gift cards out. We got really lucky with our chef, Braden Green. He was up in the Jackson Hole Driggs area for a while, helped open a seafood restaurant up there, and he came back to Cache Valley to be closer to family, and so we just really got lucky. He does great food. He actually has a cauliflower steak, one of our vegetarian options, and it kills. It is so good. And so we'll give out some gift cards for him to come in, get a drink, get some excellent food, and help support such a great cause.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, and thanks for letting us be here.
Yeah, you bet.
So, Dennis, in preparation for the upcoming Chocolate Festival, we came down to the Cash Bar, didn't we?
We did, and some friends of ours stopped by, had a drink, and we're reminiscing about how important community is to Cache Valley and to Planned Parenthood. You know, I moved here 30 years ago almost, and I lived a lot of different places, and I really feel like I felt at home faster in Cache Valley than any other place. And it seems kind of weird since I'm not from Utah, you know, I'm from New Jersey and lived in California, upstate New York. But moving here, I just felt, you know, included and welcomed, and it's such a beautiful place as well in terms of the scenery and the mountains, but it's also a beautiful set of people. They're really committed to community, and community really helped me feel at home so fast. So, another year.
This time last year, there's no way I would have thought that we're doing this remotely again, but it is what it is. We're still going to have a great chocolate festival, and we're glad you're joining us.
Yeah, I can't believe what's happened to the last 2 years. It's been 2 years since we had our in-person chocolate festival, and what a party that was. But I thought we had a pretty good party last year, and we're working on a pretty good party this year. Planned Parenthood is so important to so many people for their reproductive health, and especially now.
So just keep in mind what I always say, it's the chocolate festival. It's not really about the chocolate though. It's about Planned Parenthood, supporting Planned Parenthood's needs in this valley. So make sure you go to the silent auction, bid often, bid high, take something home, and help Planned Parenthood.
Hey, I'm Katie Swain, and this is my sister Clarissa, and we love Planned Parenthood.
I started using services at Planned Parenthood when I was an uninsured college student. Having access to affordable and judgment-free health services was so important to me.
And our favorite way to support Planned Parenthood is at the Logan Chocolate Festival every year.
I've been donating cakes for the Chocolate Festival for 6 years now, and it's my way to give back. One of my favorite cakes that I did was a giant cake ball that we did to make look like the earth, but it was actually my second year that I was able to take first place with a cake I made called Matilda's Chocolate Cake. So even though I love baking all of these cakes for the Chocolate Festival, I'm mostly just grateful that they're able to bring in thousands of dollars for Planned Parenthood.
And while Clarissa bakes, I've got to be on the other side of it as a judge at the Logan Chocolate Festival, which is so much fun. And what it's all about is supporting Planned Parenthood, which is what we're here for. And even though we're really sad that we're not going to be able to see everybody in person, we're just really excited that the tradition is going on, that the event is happening anyway. And we know that we can still bring in a lot of support for Planned Parenthood, so we hope that everyone will be just as generous and supportive. And we hope that we'll see everybody in person next year at the 2023 Chocolate Festival.
Well, I just think that there are certain things that need to be in a balanced community, and that's a Planned Parenthood, that's a local coffee roaster, there's an art museum, there are upcoming breweries, and we've got those and we need to keep those. So we need to make sure that Planned Parenthood stays in that mix. So if you see the online auction, I will be doing Lebanese dinners again, but there will also be options for maza plates. So those are called little dishes, and they will still have menu choices for some of the favorites like tabbouleh and rolled grape leaves and leg of lamb. And my sous chef this year is going to be Josh Archibald. So together we will be using fresh garden produce from his garden and mine, and we'll just make as many available as people want to buy.
All right, we're gonna do a chocolate martini here. We put some chocolate on the rim. I have a shot of Godiva chocolate liqueur. This vodka is from Ogden's own distillery, just down the street in Ogden. They make a really good product, and a little bit of cream in there. Give it a good shake. and then strain it into the glass with a hawthorn strainer, and there you go. Cheers.
I ain't smelled rain in so long. Drought gonna break.
Yeah, some of these musical groups have been playing for us for years now. In fact, they come to us asking to play again because they also want to contribute to the success of this event and to Planned Parenthood. So, to the musical groups.
Here, here.
Our band is named Kendall and Kellen after our names. We're happy to be playing at the Chocolate Festival again this year.
Always happy to support Planned Parenthood.
What a day this has been. What a rare mood I'm in. It's almost like being in love. There's a smile on my face for the whole human race. It's almost like being in love. All the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing for me. And from the way that I feel when that bell starts to peal, I swear I was falling, swear I was falling. It's almost like being in love.
Well, I was the guy who organized the volunteers back when we did this thing in person, and hopefully maybe I'll be doing it again when we get back to doing it in person. But essentially, we need lots of volunteers because we had to have all the people who were serving the chocolate to the public, and that involved lots of people who were dressed up kind of nicely and handing out samples and talking out the different things that were entered. And I think what I really miss about that is that it brought in young people. It was a great way to get young people involved with the festival. So, I mean, a lot of the donors were people of my age and younger, but the people who volunteered tended to be in their late teens, early 20s, college-age kids, high school-age kids. And it was a really nice way for them to get involved. They didn't have to buy anything. They just stood behind the tables and gave stuff out, and they seemed to enjoy that. So I miss that, and hopefully we'll get back to it maybe next year.
Rolling, I guess? Okay, cool. Hi, everybody. I'm Cassidy Wrecker. I'm a lifelong resident of Cache Valley, and I've been involved with the Chocolate Fest for a very long time. Think like 10-year-old me in Beth Bouton's kitchen helping wrap chocolates. Now I'm a senior at Ridgeline High School and absolutely ecstatic to be helping with the Chocolate Fest. For fun, I like to play Ultimate Frisbee, and I'm also the president of my high school debate team.
Hi, I'm Cheyenne. I am also a lifelong resident of Cache Valley. I've never been involved with the Chocolate Festival. This is very new to me. I'm from a very conservative family, and so I'm like stepping out of the bubble. I'm very excited to be helping with this. I think it's a really good opportunity to do something good for other people.
So we just wanted to talk a little bit about why the Chocolate Festival is important to sort of us as people. For me personally, Utah sex ed in high schools is just not very inclusive and not very focused on what will actually happen to you as a teenager. It's very abstinence focused. So the resources that Planned Parenthood has for teenagers onward is super incredible. I particularly really loved their consent fries. The idea that consent really has to be freely given. This is not something that has ever really been taught or emphasized to me in school, and so having those Planned Parenthood resources was supremely helpful. In addition, the health care that Planned Parenthood provides for women all throughout their life is extraordinarily important, and so we really thank you for supporting the Chocolate Fest.
One of my favorite things that is on the Planned Parenthood website is the inclusivity towards LGBTQ people. I love the emphasis on inclusive sex ed and the resources for helping people that are questioning their gender and sexual identities. It makes me feel safe knowing that the resources are there.
So just in conclusion, we're two seniors at Ridgeline High School who just absolutely adore the Chocolate Fest and Planned Parenthood as a whole.
I'm very excited to be helping.
Hi there, my name's Emily. I work in clinical operations for Planned Parenthood Association of Utah. I work closely with our Logan Clinic, and I just wanted to take a minute to say thank you for all of the support. We've been through some changes the last couple years, the loss of Title X family planning funding under the last administration, along with just adjusting to the pandemic and helping to keep staff and patients safe and healthy. It has been a lot to manage, but we are doing great. Our staff in Logan is wonderful. They're dedicated, they're resilient, they're kind, and they do everything they can to make sure patients get exactly what they need and more, usually. A couple things about the services we offer, just to go through that. We offer birth control, pregnancy tests, STI testing, treatment, annual exams, preventative care. If a patient is having a symptom, we can get them scheduled for a provider exam, abortion services. And if somebody needs something that's outside our scope of expertise, we have a list of community partners and can refer them out so they can get that specialty care they need. Even our full fee rates, when a patient doesn't have insurance and has a higher income, the full fee rates are much lower than what they see at outside providers, typically about a third or so. So we do everything we can to make those services affordable as possible. And we wouldn't be able to be there with our doors open and taking care of people without all the support that we get. So I just wanted to say thank you one more time. We appreciate you. Thanks for gathering and having a great time at the Chocolate Festival year after year. It's something we're really proud of, and Really happy to be here. So thank you so much and have a great night.
So you all know that tonight we're celebrating our Cache Valley community here, and the key cornerstone of that for our organization is the health center that Planned Parenthood has here in Logan. And so we wanted to come down and just talk a little bit about how things are going and introduce the team to everybody. So, I'm always kind of surprised when I meet somebody who I think is pretty well informed about Planned Parenthood, but they don't even realize that we have a Planned Parenthood clinic here in Logan. And they don't know where it is, and it kind of keeps a little bit of a low profile. But why not tell us where we are and where, how to get here and things.
Yeah, of course. So we are located in the Clock Tower Plaza here in Logan, Utah. Our address is 550 North Main, Suite 117, right by the New Horizons Beauty College. And we really are just within walking distance of the Transit Center. So super close to that. So it is a really convenient location, because if anyone can find a transit pickup, they can take the bus right to the Transit Center, and then, probably 5 minutes, they can be right to our clinic.
Yeah, that's really great, especially for students that need to get down here from campus or places where they live and stuff like that. So that is really great. Well, let's see who's here and what everybody does. So let's start over here.
My name is Stephanie Sampson. I live in Hyde Park, and I am the nurse practitioner here at the clinic. I split my time between here and Metro Health Center. I've been with Planned Parenthood for almost 3 years, and I've lived here in the Valley for 11 years.
And my name is Jolyn Young. I have lived in the Valley. I think I only moved out of the Valley for 2 years, so I've been born and raised here. I won't tell you how old I am, but it's been my whole entire life. And I have worked for Planned Parenthood since 2017, so it'll be 4.5 years. I love working here.
Great, good. And how about you?
My name is Joseph Millard. I am the other clinical assistant here at the Logan Health Center. I'm the new addition. I've been here since July. I've been living in the Valley since 2015. I was studying at Utah State for a while, and I just have kind of remained here in Logan.
Great, good. We love having people that sort of get connected to the Valley and stay. So, and I understand that you also speak Spanish, Joseph. So
I do.
If somebody should, a patient comes in where they need to have somebody that is, communicates in Spanish, you're the man. So.
For sure.
Great. Good.
It's a wonderful asset to have, having him here.
It's, we all kind of know that it takes a special kind of person to work for Planned Parenthood. It's not just like, working in any other sort of healthcare environment. And I just kind of want to hear a little bit about why you like working for Planned Parenthood, or what made you think that this would be, a place that you wanted to do some of your professional time.
I think for me, I took advantage of the services when I was 16, living in the Valley. It wasn't easy to find birth control to keep yourself safe. I think so many of our teenagers, we're going to have sex, and to be smart about it, you want to protect yourself so you're not, having to make a more difficult decision later. So I started birth control here through Planned Parenthood when I was super young. And then this is where I found out that I was pregnant with my first child. So to have the opportunity to work here and to provide similar services to those that were in my similar situation at the time just seemed like a great place for me to be.
Yeah. You've had experience in, both the metro down in Salt Lake City and up here. How does that, how do you feel about that?
I've always very much, I guess in theory, believed in choice, and it's almost impossible to not correlate Planned Parenthood with supporting a woman's right or a person's right to choose. It's very different believing in that from afar and then actually involving yourself in those services and kind of putting your money where your mouth is. And for me, that's what this started as. When I finished nurse practitioner school, I had a job. That was my full-time job, and I wanted to do a little bit of something on the side to feel like I was giving back to my community, and I have loved it so much that it's turned from a 16-hour gig to my full-time job and my only job. And you're right, there are some unique challenges being an employee here, especially living in a very conservative place. I think that there are some real benefits to having staff that's from this area that understands the unique intricacies of our community. And we live in a wonderful community, but it's very unique. And sometimes I even say to my family, my husband, it would be easier to get a quote normal job, but it wouldn't be nearly as rewarding as what this is. And when a patient takes the time to tell you, I needed you today, or thank you for being so kind, or thank you for helping me, that's a kind of reward that I've never received in any other field of medicine. So while it is challenging, it's rewarding in a way that I can't even begin to put into words.
How about you? You've been kind of new on the team.
A little bit newer to Planned Parenthood. I have been working in healthcare in some capacity for a number of years. Previously, I was working at the Community Health Center. I think that something that is important to me is access to healthcare. Particularly Planned Parenthood, what interests me was making a transition from more clerical work that I'd been doing previously to more patient-centered care. And specifically access and education regarding contraception, sexual health, even pregnancy options. I think that's a really important and noble thing to be a part of. And I've really enjoyed my short time so far working at the clinic with these two.
It's just great to be able to be together and kind of, reinforce how much we really feel so strongly about what we're doing in the mission of Planned Parenthood. So on behalf of everybody, thank you.
Absolutely. For sure. I'll just add one thing. We just wanted to say thank you to all of our donors. It's fun to have a sit down. It's even more fun to have a chocolate festival in person. But your donations contribute to our mission. You are playing your part. We might be the people, the boots on the ground, so to speak. But really those contributions help keep the health center open and help us offer affordable healthcare to people in our community.
I want to thank Nancy for interviewing and introducing you all to the Logan staff of Planned Parenthood, an incredibly dedicated group of people who are committed to providing comprehensive reproductive health care to the people of northern Utah and southern Idaho. I wanted to tell you about a program that these people are invested in providing to their community. In 2018, it started with the legislature, as always in February. They were bent on a bill that would have forbidden medication telehealth abortion here in Utah. We worked hard to thwart that bill and knew that we had to establish the program to serve the people. We set up the program. It started with a partnership with Midtown Community Health Center providing the ultrasounds, and our staff in partnership with Salt Lake medical staff providing telehealth. Since we have written a grant, purchased our own ultrasound machine, the staff are fully trained to provide the care, and we are seeing 3 or 4 women a week providing telehealth abortion to meet the needs of the community. It's so important that people get their health care in their own community, not have to travel, find childcare, make excuses at work. We are so glad that this team is committed to the people of their community.
What? You haven't been to the auction page yet? Go there now before all the good stuff is gone.
I love the Chocolate Festival for several reasons. It's one of the most fun fundraisers ever, every single February in Logan. We're so lucky to have Planned Parenthood in our community here. The Chocolate Festival involves amateurs and professionals. It involves kids and teens and parents, and it is so much fun to put together an amazing dessert or snack and just have everybody sample it and bid on it and come together to support a really, really great cause.
So when was the first year that we went to the Chocolate Festival?
Wow, that was a long time ago. It was like 30 years ago.
In the 90s, for sure.
It was early in the 90s.
Early in the 90s,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah, you know, Planned Parenthood has just been such a staple for this community for so long.
So important for people to have good health care, access to health care for women and for guys.
And for men.
Yeah.
I worked at Planned Parenthood.
Yeah.
And I was just really happy to be part of something that was that important.
Yep. And Planned Parenthood always comes to our church, our whole lives curriculum, which is about sexuality and growing up, and they do a great job of talking to the kids at our at Cache Valley Unitarian Universalist. So we always thank them for that, for being part of our community, being a really good provider for young people, but also for people of all ages.
And we have donated a lot of money to Planned Parenthood over the course of time. And you know what?
And a lot of chocolate.
It's such well-spent money.
I'm
so
money.
happy to be supporting this organization.
Yep, we want to support them. We want to keep it, their services free for those who need those services, just equitable for everyone to have health care.
I love the Chocolate Festival for about a million reasons. Ever since we moved to Cache Valley about, 11 years ago, we've been engaged with it and involved with it. Planned Parenthood is the worthiest of causes. Anything we can do for them, we need to do. For a lot of people, it is their only healthcare provider. So it does something super important in the community. It's not optional, it's not fluff, it's super important. And so having an excuse to go drink and eat chocolate, what could be better? So we miss it virtually. It would be great if we were all able to get together again, but all I can say is bid as much as you can and support Planned Parenthood, just like me and everyone else who's here.
And now check out the downtown tour. If you haven't been downtown in a while, you are missing out.
It's not just downtown, but it's downtown tour of some of our important sponsors for the Chocolate Festival. We're sorry we couldn't get to everyone, but there just wasn't any ability to do that. But check out our friends.
Some of these supporters have been there from the very beginning, and those that are newer, the day they opened, they started supporting Planned Parenthood and the Chocolate Festival. So to all of you out there in the business community, thank you so much. A toast to you.
Yeah, so Bluebird Candy started in 1914, so we are 107 years old. We've been around for quite some time now, and I think we are an iconic tradition here in Logan, and everyone knows us. So we, of course, do hand-dipped chocolates. It's our legacy, it's what we're known for, and what we do here, and our iconic Bluebird box, everyone knows so well. We are in the kitchen. This is where all the magic happens and everything starts. Everything's cooked down here on our stoves in our big copper kettle pots. You can see we have a couple things going right now. This machine here is strictly for caramel, and we have a batch of that mixing now. You can see as that will constantly stir and mix the caramel for us as it cooks. This is our rolling room. This is where all the candy centers are prepped for dipping. So they are either rolled or cut. This is our caramel cutter here that we will cut up all of the caramels on. A lot of the equipment you're going to see in the factory is original from about the 1930s. We also roll our candies out that you can see. We've got a tray of vanilla cream here. These are all hand rolled. And then this process, they will then go into the dipping room to be dipped. This is where we do all of our dipping. So on the tabletop here is where the chocolate is held, and then where the candies are brought in to be dipped. It's definitely a process. It's an art. You have to learn how to temper and cool your chocolate before you can dip your candies, and then learn the marking. Every candy has its own marking on top. As you can see, we've got a matinee. This is a walnut. Let's see, what do we got over here? A Billy Mint going. So we've got a couple different candies going. So they're all gonna have a different marking on top as they're put out on the board. You know, we love to support local things in our community that we know support the community and we know will benefit the community and help. It teaches our younger adults and, you know, even up to middle age if needed about things that need to be known in the community to prevent and protect. So we definitely love to support that. Thank you. I love working here. I love being here. I love that it's a tradition in Cache Valley. I love that everyone knows us so well and knows us around here, and just we feel as part of the community, and that everyone comes back to us. Tradition. It's all about tradition. Every $100 donation will be receiving a box of chocolates from Bluebird Candy. So make those donations and you'll receive one of these boxes.
Hi, I'm Barney Northrup. I'm the chef and sommelier here at the recently opened Barrel and Stave. We're here on 33 Federal Avenue. Some of you may recognize the space as the former Mulligan's or Bistro. We just had our grand opening last weekend. We're still in the renovation of the historic mural that we have here. We're constantly updating and upgrading not just the interior of the structure, but also the wine list, our whiskey selections, and the food offerings. Today, we're going to be pairing some Aggie chocolate with our dessert wine, which is the Carol Shelton Black Magic Late Harvest Zinfandel. Pairs perfectly with dark chocolate. We're going to be using the 70% dark Ghana chocolate from Aggie. And Nancy, if you are so kind as to
I'll force
be
myself.
my taster. And why don't you take a taste of the chocolate?
I was going to say, what do I taste first?
Taste the chocolate first, and then the wine. We'll give that a swirl. Open it up a little bit.
I'm going to let that chocolate melt a little.
I like the Ghana the best out of their dark chocolate selections.
Do I have to do all the protocol on tasting?
Yeah, just sip it.
Well, that wine is so good.
It pairs very well with chocolate. It is sometimes a hard pair to get something to pair with chocolate.
Thank you, Barney.
Yeah, you got it. So we've got a really good selection with all of our menus. So for the food, we've got things like fresh oysters, fresh made pastas. We've always got seasonal rotating vegetable dishes. For our cocktail selection, we have an awesome selection of craft cocktails. We've got a nice extensive selection of red, white, pink, and bubbly wines. The wine list will be ever growing and changing as things come into or go out of availability. We have a really great beer list and are anticipating the opening of Prodigy, our parent company, and awaiting the first brewery in Logan to open up so that we can have some fresh brewed beer by our owner. I've always been a big supporter of Planned Parenthood. The freedoms that I enjoy should be universal, and I want to do my best to help that along in any way that I can. Right. I like to be involved with my community, and where we live in Logan, Utah, I like to be involved in the people that are like-minded to myself. Having been born and raised here, I know kind of both sides of the coin as far as the residents here, and I I want to be a big supporter for, well, I guess we're the alternative crowd, but I honestly see us as the normal people, here in the Valley. Okay, so for our auction item, I have both pasta and sushi making classes by myself. There'll be classes for 4 where I come to your house in your kitchen, and not only do I cook for you, but I also teach you how to make either your choice of pasta or sushi. And it's typically a 4-course meal, and I'll set up and entertain you for the evening. For this place, what we're going to be doing is a chef's choice tasting menu, so selections from our menu for 4 people. The value is $200 or $50 a person. So,
Okay, bid on that. So sounds great.
All right.
Good. Well, we're really looking forward to this place taking off and spending more time here, and always appreciate your support, Barney.
Thank you. Cheers.
The whole world smiles with you.
Hi, I'm Cheyenne, and I'm here at Cafe Ibis talking with the owners about what they do and how they support Planned Parenthood and the Chocolate Festival. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
Hi, Cheyenne. Thanks. I'm Lisa Wilson. I'm the owner of Cafe Ibis. Cafe Ibis began in 1976, a long time ago now. We're a 2-part business. Most people in Logan are familiar with the cafe on 52 Federal Avenue. It started as a tiny little natural food store, I think, across Main Street back in '76. Randy and Sally, you all know Randy and Sally, very active in the community for decades. Eventually converted this into a coffee shop. Randy got interested in roasting coffee, roasted his own coffee, started the roasting plant, which is now on the west side of town in a 12,000 plus square foot building. We have about 38 employees. We wholesale coffee all over the country, mostly in Utah and the western United States, but we ship all over. And it's been a great business. It's a great asset to our community. This is my son, Tom.
Hi, I'm Tom. I'm the cafe operator. I kind of take part in all things downtown for the business.
So why is Planned Parenthood important to you? Why is supporting it and supporting the Chocolate Festival important to you?
Planned Parenthood is another really important asset for our community. I can remember being a teenage girl growing up in rural Indiana and being uncomfortable and talking about things I needed to talk about as a teenager. And in the town where I lived, we had a Planned Parenthood, and it was a place that I could go, I could feel comfortable asking the questions I needed to ask and getting services I needed. It's an invaluable service to any community, to any young person's life. Beyond that, Planned Parenthood advocates for our reproductive rights, providing family planning services, and just helping people to make informed decisions about their lives. So it's really important to have them here, and we thank you for your support in the Chocolate Festival and any way that you interact with Planned Parenthood.
Yeah, there's definitely kind of in Logan and maybe most of Utah, certain parts of the public school system leave a lot to be desired in terms of the way they educate. And Planned Parenthood definitely fills that gap, and I've heard many of my friends have gotten a lot more help out of that than anything they got taught. And that goes a long way to just everyone being accepted and getting what they need out of life.
I understand that you have an item in the auction. Would you like to tell us about it?
Yeah. So we have this bag of Comsa coffee. It's a 12-ounce bag. It's from Honduras. It's a medium roast. It has baker's chocolate in the tasting notes. It's a great morning coffee, organic. We also have this 12-ounce bag of Flycatcher, which is also a Honduras. This is a dark roast, though. It's a triple certified coffee, so it's organic, fair trade, and Smithsonian shade grown, bird friendly. We also have this Carter fellow mug. Keeps your coffee very hot. I have a wine tumbler, Cafe Ibis branded in a nice Planned Parenthood pink. And also we have a large t-shirt that will be in the gift basket as well. Very nice.
Hey everyone! All of us here at Crumb Brothers are so excited to be a part of the Chocolate Festival once again. Although we cannot physically be together this year, we can't wait to see all of the amazing chocolate creations and are proud to help support Planned Parenthood. As you will see, we have been busy at work trying to provide wonderful food and comforts for our customers during these strange times. Come by the bakery and grab a sourdough loaf. While you're here, you might as well order a cappuccino along with a chocolate croissant that's been hand laminated with European butter. Been wanting to catch up with friends over brunch or craving a nice date night with a 4-course meal paired with wine? Through everything, our love for chocolate is still going strong and ever growing. Cheers to the Chocolate Festival and Planned Parenthood.
Okay, welcome everybody. Hello everybody. Hello chocolate lovers. My name is Silvana Martini. I'm a professor in the food science program at Utah State University, and I am also the director of the chocolate factory here on campus. I don't know if you knew, but yes, we do have a chocolate factory on campus where we process chocolate all the way from bean to bar. We are the only facility here in Logan that does that, and we are the only facility, bean to bar facility in the United States that is operated by a university, an academic institution. And the factory was started as an educational tool for our students at Utah State University. But most importantly today is that we are very, very happy to support the Chocolate Festival this year again. And we have put together this wonderful box, gift box that is going to be available at the auction, at the online auction. So if you still haven't checked the online auction, please do so. There are a lot of really interesting and good things to bet for. And here in our box, you have a really good representation of what we do here at the Chocolate Factory with our chocolates. We have our typical 70% dark chocolates, and the neat thing about these chocolates is that they are made with beans from different origins, and this is what we call single origin chocolates. And the interesting part is that depending where the bean comes from, you have different flavors. So if you really want to have a different experience with chocolate, I would really, really recommend you do a little bit of playing around with these different chocolates and trying to get all the different flavors that come from the different beans. We also have some of our famous Go Aggie bars. This is our sweet chocolate with lots of milk, and it's very, very famous, and a lot of people like it. And new this year, we have made our white chocolate, which is made with our own cocoa butter, which is very unique as well. And I want to remind everybody that this is all made by students, right? So every time you buy a piece of chocolate, you are helping a student with their education and to learn and to become better professionals. We also have our very famous hot cocoa mix. So that's very ideal for the winter. It keeps you warm. Also made with our own cocoa powder and our chocolate. We don't have any additives, so it's very good for you. And it's very yummy. And then also new this year, we have some soap that is made with cocoa nibs, and we have our coated materials also very new this year. We have coated almonds and peanuts and cranberries and raisins. So this is great present or gift box that you can take home today. And you can give it away to friends, you can enjoy it yourself, you can give it away for your Valentine's Day. So lots of opportunities here. So I also want to invite you to come and visit the Chocolate Factory. The Chocolate Factory is surrounded by glass, so you can see each step of the chocolate processing method.
We give free tours, so if you want to come with your family, with your significant other to have a fun experience, just come and visit us. You can just drop by and we'll give you a tour. If there are a few people coming and you want to pre-arrange the tour, we can also do that. You can just shoot us an email and we'll be happy to give you a fun tour and a fun experience at the Chocolate Factory. Thank you very much, and I hope you have fun at the Chocolate Festival this year. Thanks.
Well, hello everybody. We're here tonight in one of my favorite places in Logan, Linoni Restaurant Day. And I'm with my really good friend Stephanie McKelly, owner, who has been one of our most enthusiastic supporters of the Chocolate Festival for as long as I can remember. Probably since you first opened down on Main Street. How many years ago?
21 years ago.
21 years ago? Oh my God, I can't imagine that. But, you know, one of the things that I really appreciate as somebody who helps to organize this event every year is when it's really easy to get someone's support for Planned Parenthood and for the Chocolate Festival. And for 21 years, we've been asking, and every single time, you just say yes so quickly. Why do you find it so easy to say yes when we ask for your support?
Well, I think it's important that we are a part of this community, and we need services like this for people who don't have insurance. I have friends and family who've used Planned Parenthood in the past and have benefited them greatly to get services they couldn't have got otherwise. And so it means a lot to me to have something that people need. And I think the only way we can provide the services is if the community steps up and helps.
That's very true. It really is. And, you know, it's interesting, you know, we think about the sort of the spirit and the culture of business. I mean, obviously your commitment, your feeling for the organization, what we do comes through, but it's also really reflected in the people that you have here. Because I have kind of an interesting little story. One night this summer, I came in to pick up some dinner and was wearing a t-shirt because it was summertime, and it was one of my Birds in the Beehive t-shirts, or Planned Parenthood ambassadors. And the young woman who was a hostess that night just commented that she liked my t-shirt because it had bees on it. And I said, oh, well, it's actually a Planned Parenthood t-shirt. And she lit up and said, well, that's even better. Planned Parenthood is such a great organization. And she just went on to tell me how strongly she feels about Planned Parenthood. And she asked me about my involvement with Planned Parenthood. And so we were talking for a little bit. And, you know, as I was leaving, and actually during that time, I told her, I said, well, you know that Stephanie is a really supporter of Planned Parenthood as well. And Linoni always supports our events and fundraisers. And she said, oh yeah, I'm sure that's true. I can imagine. And, you know, to me, that just really is a very strong statement about the culture that you have here, the kind of people that you attract to work and represent your business. And we really appreciate having you in the community as well. And, you know, this is our chance to just reach out and say thanks. You know, and thank you for this year for the dinner that you've donated again for the auction, and it's still out there accepting bids. So if you are looking for just the most relaxing and friendly and classy environment for a wonderful dinner, put a few bucks on that auction item. You know, this is winter time. We have this nice, cozy indoor environment. Summertime is amazing on the patio. We've got great live music on weekends. And we know that there'll be lots of hot bidding on that dinner, I'm sure.
Well, we're excited for whoever gets that to come on in so we can give you the best service and enjoyable nights that we can provide you. I think that it's important. I believe in inclusion. That's what you see in my staff. It's very important for me to everybody be included, and I think that Planned Parenthood does a great job of doing that same thing to the community.
Absolutely, absolutely. So great. Well, thanks for letting us come in tonight. I know that it's a busy time, but we really appreciate you giving us a few minutes tonight.
Of course, thank you.
Okay, thanks, Stephanie.
Good luck, Planned Parenthood.
Hi, I'm Cassidy Wrecker.
And I'm Cheyenne.
And we're here at Spirit Goat on Federal Avenue, where it smells amazing. We're here with the owners,
Deanna Outson.
And I'm Sydney Outson.
and they are owners of this amazing soap store. What do you guys do that makes your soap so amazing?
Well, we really focus on natural ingredients and making sure that everything has goat's milk in it. Goat's milk is really close to the same pH balance as your skin. So people who have real skin sensitivities or allergies usually do very, very well with our product. Not only is it great for people who have sensitive skin, but it is just incredibly moisturizing and it smells wonderful.
All of our products are sulfate, paraben, and phthalate free, which is awesome for your skin. And so we try to keep it as natural as possible and the best possible ingredients we can get to make sure that it's the best product that we make for your skin.
That sounds super amazing.
Yeah, I love that.
We've understand that you've been a supporter of Planned Parenthood for a very long time. Could you tell us about why that's important to you?
Yeah, we have been in business. We're actually celebrating our anniversary this year of 20 years in business. And as long as I can remember, we have been supporting the Chocolate Festival and Planned Parenthood. It's really important to us. Planned Parenthood provides just good support to people who come from all walks of life, and that it's accessible for everyone, especially with people who may or may not have insurance. And it just provides this wonderful opportunity for persons who need health care. Also, Chocolate Festival is just really, really a fun way to celebrate Planned Parenthood and chocolate. And it's we support that simply just because it is artistic and creative, and that's exactly what we do here at the Spirit Goat.
Well, thank you so much for doing that.
I understand that you guys have an item in the auction. Would you like to tell us about it?
Yeah, we would love to tell you about it. We are donating a large $50 basket, or around the retail price of $50, and it's going to have some of our really fun Valentine love soaps and products, and we're going to actually show you a few of those and make them for you so you can see actually how they're made, and they'll be in that basket. So yeah.
Why do sunflowers turn towards the sun? Looking for warmth to bring them what they see. Home of the honeybees, bringing life to the grassland is all that the sunflowers need. All that the sunflowers need. Spilling outside their boxes, tomatoes on the verge of rotting on the vine, digging stumps and building fences in the morning sun. Still got those sunflowers in my mind. On my way to finish what I began, on my way to start it all again. I'll sing my heart out to you, my best friend, in this old mountain town. This old mountain town, in this old mountain town, old mountain town.
Sure, I'm Dr. Tyler Lefebvre, an assistant professor of psychology at Utah State. And I operate a clinic at Utah State called Sexual and Gender Minority Support Services, where we provide services to LGBTQ+ individuals in Logan and Cache Valley more broadly.
Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Mario Suarez. I am an assistant professor in the School of Teacher Education and Leadership. And my research focuses on creating safer spaces and more inclusive spaces in the classroom, particularly for LGBTQIA students.
One of the biggest supports for me operating the clinic at Utah State is knowing that I have someone that I can refer my clients to who I know will treat them well. As someone who is queer myself and working with LGBTQ folks, it's difficult to know where you can find competent services or just places that you're not going to be discriminated against or can feel safe. And it's really nice to know Planned Parenthood is one of those places that I can send people and know they'll be treated well.
For me, similarly, I'm semi-new here to the Valley. I've been living here for about 4 years. My partner and I, my wife and I, moved here from Texas. Moved around several places, but for the majority of my life, I lived in Austin, which has a fairly big Planned Parenthood with a lot of services for LGBTQIA individuals like myself. And so as part of the trans community myself, as a trans person of color, it's been very difficult to find places wherever I move to that are inclusive, that are safe to be able to talk to, people who can pinpoint me to the right providers, the right therapists, the right PCPs, anybody in the areas that I've lived in who can support me. And it's been a great experience to be able to learn a little bit more about the services that Planned Parenthood offers for folks like myself, folks in the Valley who are able to be supported and feel like they have a voice and someone who can listen to them.
I also really appreciate on a broader level that Planned Parenthood has really taken up the banner of the LGBTQ+ community and is often one of the organizations out front in supporting and advocating for rights and for inclusion in various spaces. It's something that I owe a lot of gratitude to for helping me give me the life that I can have and live in society today, to organizations like Planned Parenthood who have been at the forefront of these social movements.
One of the things that, especially for us here living in Utah, there's been a lot of conversation, a lot of controversy around sex education, health education, what that means for teachers and LGBTQ youth who need access to safe, reliable, scientifically accurate information about their bodies, what can and can't be taught in the schools. So it's really important and really interesting to know and understand that Planned Parenthood offers, curriculum for individuals who need it, who want to learn more about sex education, for example.
Yeah, so for all this and more, thank you, Planned Parenthood. It's made a big impact in the national and local community.
Hi, I'm Tammy Proctor. I'm in the history department at Utah State. You can see Old Main where my office is behind me. I'm really happy to be here today to talk a little bit about the Chocolate Festival. I've been involved since I moved to Logan. So this year I have a fun baked good planned, but you can come to the auction to find out what it is and what it's called. In terms of Planned Parenthood, part of the reason that I'm so excited about supporting this is, I guess professionally, as a historian, I know how important it is in the history of women to have access to safe health care. And somebody who studies Victorian Britain, really the stories of the desperation that women felt at not being able to get just basic care when they were pregnant, when they needed birth control, when they needed help for their children, really points to the importance of an organization like this. I didn't have health insurance for many years when I was a student, and Planned Parenthood and women's centers like Planned Parenthood were one of the places that I could go just for basic health care. I found out I had a heart murmur from the Planned Parenthood doctor. No doctor had ever told me that in my life, so it's really an important community service in that way, and the Chocolate Festival really contributes to being able to keep those sorts of opportunities open. One more thing I forgot to say is that we have a radio show on Utah Public Radio called Eating the Past. It'll be featuring chocolate for a couple of the weeks in February, so it's a nice tie-in with the Chocolate Festival. So check it out on Sundays at noon, right before the Splendid Table. We also have a video series that ties in with the library and our historic cookbook collection. So again, as with the Chocolate Festival, bringing together history, food, and justice.
Hello, Chocolate Festival. My name is Elaine Taylor. I volunteered at the Chocolate Festival growing up in high school and in college. And last year I actually graduated from medical school, and I'm a doctor now in my residency to become an OB-GYN. So everything that Planned Parenthood and the Chocolate Festival advocates for and helps raise money for, including access to reproductive health care and healthcare in general, are things that impact my patients directly every single day. I feel very grateful for the experience that I had volunteering with the festival. I think it helped guide my career path today. I hope everyone has a wonderful evening.
Hello, Logan. My name is Annabelle Scheinberg, and it's a pleasure to be with you tonight. My role is VP of External Affairs for Planned Parenthood Action Council and Planned Parenthood Association of Utah. And right now, this year, we can say it's truly a red alert moment for abortion justice. With the most significant threat to Roe v. Wade, the Dobbs versus Jackson case, having been heard in the Supreme Court in December, we are now waiting for a ruling that should come as soon as June or July that will let us know what the future looks like for abortion access in Utah. If the Supreme Court decides to let some of Roe stand, given that it represents 50 years of settled law, then we may hang on to some abortion access in Utah. If there are significant enough changes to Roe v. Wade or a complete dismantling, our trigger ban bill here in Utah that the state legislature passed in 2020 may go into effect. So it's critically important that we talk about just the moment we're in and make sure that people who don't follow this issue as closely are aware of the real impact it could have for people in Utah. And Planned Parenthood will be working and has been working for years to prepare for this moment. And together with our supporters and our partners at the Reproductive Roundtable, other advocacy organizations, we will do everything we can to preserve what access there is in Utah for as long as we can. And we need all of you and your support to make that happen. So thank you for being here tonight. I want to tell you a little bit about our education and outreach work during the pandemic. We've been able to continue to reach people, whether it was in their homes via screen or in person when times were a little better with COVID, whether that was at school or at a community organization. Our educators reached over 7,000 individuals last year. We conducted lots of outreach at tabling events we were able to safely attend, and we trained up volunteers to help us in this work. We continue to email our ambassadors and work with our supporters who have signed up to join the Hive and to be part of the fight for reproductive rights, freedom, and justice in Utah. We partner with organizations on the ground who are doing reproductive justice work. They are training individuals in communities to help ensure that people have access to the information they need and the care they need and the resources they need so that they can have the families they want to have when they want to have them. And we are there to support those organizations in doing that important work. At the legislature this year, we are fighting to stop some negative bills, some bans on transgender youth health care. These are bills that seek to take away a parent's right to make decisions with their child and the doctor about what's best for that individual. And so we are working alongside of our LGBTQ allied organizations to protect trans youth. We are also working to advance contraceptive equity and maternal health. And if you want to see more about the bills we are fighting for and against, please check out ppacutah.org. Click on our bill tracker, get informed, and you can take action right there. We will be fighting every day to stand up for the important family planning services that Planned Parenthood Utah offers in our health centers throughout the state, to keep fighting for access to telehealth where we can and when we can, so that people in all parts of our state can get the critical services that we provide. We will keep fighting for access to medically accurate, age-appropriate, comprehensive sex education, because we know that that helps people enjoy this part of their lives, stay safe, stay protected, and stay happy and fulfilled. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking to help people have the opportunities they want to have because they know how to manage this part of their life. And they know that if they need support, Planned Parenthood's going to be there to help them out. So thank you for listening, for attending this wonderful chocolate festival. Hats off to all of the volunteers who make it possible. And join us. Check us out at PPAC Utah. Become an ambassador. Fight with us. Thank you.
Well, we'd just like to thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much. And we hope to see you in 2020. No, I'm not going to go there. We'll see you.
And it's waiting to be claimed. If you pack your carry-on, you'll get by for a few days. The airline will send it just as soon as they can. In the meantime, you'll get by however you can. Hunting good lions in East Africa. When you search for Zion all alone. I left my heart in Ethiopia, and I left Mount Zion back home. Some folks still give you the shirt right off their back, but when the shit hits the fan, they want it back. When you lost it all and you're filled with despair, your baggage getting high up in the air. Hunting good lions in East Africa. When you search for Zion all alone. I left my heart in East Africa, and I left Mount Zion back home. When you lost your baggage, you'll have plenty of time. Searching through the contents of my mind. 'Cause love travels faster than the speed of light. You run through my mind all through the night. Memories of us as light as feathers and the fallen leaves. Way down by water and sun of the sea. Tears in my daughter's eyes and I have to go. Said I'll be back real soon, but someday I won't. The mountain lights up sky. Sky is bright. Sky is blue. No, I would not dare to go there. You. 'Cause the trees are falling. All their leaves. And my heart is crying. Spring has come in the bright opening with very bright leaves. Summer, it's happening with bright sky. Today we love. The trees are falling. All their leaves. My heart is joking. Winter comes in the bright opening with chilly cold wind. The wind is coming on the air to us. The trees are falling, all their leaves, and my heart is crying. Tree